Alright, well, I'm not very good at doing reviews, but I'll give it a shot. This is a new Rcbs Chargemaster Lite scale that I got, and I've used it a couple times and I've been real happy with it. It works. It's been working really great for me. Like most people have mentioned in other videos, they do say you're supposed to let it warm up for 30 minutes or whatever before you do anything. And it's been warming up for at least 30 minutes or more. The first time I used it, I let it warm up for 30 minutes. The next time I used it, I probably didn't let it warm up for exactly 30 minutes. I didn't time it or anything, but it seemed to work just fine both times. But they recommend when you first turn it on or whatever to do a calibrate. And I'll go ahead and do a calibrate. When it shows that, you hit calibrate again, then you're supposed to put 50 gram on there. Hit calibrate, 100, calibrate, and then it should say 100. And then that's pretty much that's it. Now it'll say the 100, remove both weights. It should go back to 0. Then I'll put the pan on, and I'll hit 0. It'll go to 0. Let me turn my Hornady scale on down here, and we'll just do some comparisons. And one thing I like about this scale, a lot of people probably don't like it, or maybe they do, I don't know, but it's got an auto function on it to where all you gotta do is put in like whatever you want, and then when you take the pan off, when you put the pan back on, it starts counting again. So what I was doing 3.7 grains, and then I have got mixed up with I'm right-handed, so maybe it's more natural for me to go to my right, or maybe it's just because I don't really know, but I've almost hit the off several times instead of go, so you got to kind of be careful with that. But you'll hit go, it'll start counting down. Then when it gets close, it'll slow down a little bit. Then when it gets what you want, and then there it says, they gave me a little plus or minus thing, but we'll put this over here on the Hornady scale and see what we get. So that says 3.4. So that's not good. But that's off, as you can see, that was off 0.3. So here, we'll try it again. Let me zero that out. As soon as you put this up here, it'll start counting again. So the Hornady scale, when I put the pan back on there, it says it was off by 0.3. So I mean, if you calculate that, then it comes out to 3.7. Every time I've ever done it with a shell case or whatever, and I put on there and tear it, it always comes out perfect. But of course, when I turn the video camera on, it decides to not work. But we'll see what it says this time. .7. It says could be off to, okay, now 3.7. So that's what I've been, And like I said, the first time when I put on the Hornady scale, when I re-tared it, it said it was off by, 3/10. So, but 3.7. And I mean, I've been double checking it with this little Hornady scale, and this is tight group, so maybe it's not like probably a super hard powder for this thing to work on, but I really do like the auto function, because basically if you're reloading, like I reload a bunch of 38 specials, and on my Hornady, or on my Lee classic turret press, and basically I mean it was just I just had a little assembly line going. I mean it was perfect. Basically by the time I'd get around for the powder, it would already be weighed out. I'd put the powder in there, seat the bullet, crimp the bullet, then I get the next case, size it, flare it, all that. Then by the time I get done I'd be ready for powder. Okay, so let's weigh this one. See what it says. Okay, there we go, 3.7. So that's what it was doing every time. And of course the first time I did it, it didn't turn out, but every time I've done it so far with this, it's been perfect. It's been spot on. I'm really liking this scale. It makes things so easy, to weigh out different amounts of powder, whatever you want. Say you're working some things up and you want to go up in, tenths or whatever, then you can do that. And say like if I've weighed out, 5 or 6 charges at 3.7, and I want to change, I don't want to do the automatic thing, then let's see, and it'll tell me when it's ready. But there it is, 3.7 again. So this thing's been right on the money every time. But if I didn't want to weigh out, I'd just hit cancel, and then it would go back to manual mode. And then I could put in a different weight and then put that back on there. Then if I hit, I think I just have to hit mode again, it would go back to auto mode, and just keep doing the auto mode every time. And I'm gonna go ahead and empty this powder out of here and show that, and then put some more powder in there and try some different things. So kind of do a little run through, a little bit more run through on the scale here. Okay, all right, I'm gonna empty the powder out of here, and I've never actually done this before, so I'm not sure. Hopefully it'll work. Now this thing, it's real easy to turn, and actually when I set it on over here, after I got it, I turned it by accident, and powder started. But you can see as you turn it, I mean, it's real easy to turn, and when you do it, buddy, the powder starts coming out of there. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully y'all can see that, but that is coming out of there. They're gonna say tap it and there. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of powder that's left in that tube there. Still coming out. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and clean the rest of the powder out of it here. Alright, well I got all the powder cleaned out of there, and one thing that I will say before you put more powder in it, definitely make sure you've got your little the little knob over here turned the right way, because if you start putting powder in there and it's not turned the right way, you're gonna have some problems. And one other thing before I put the powder in there, it's got a little bubble level on it here, and I don't know, I guess one of the complaints, the legs on these, the adjustable legs, you know, to adjust the bubble, I don't know, I don't like them. They're kind of cheap, kind of junky. I'm used to having a little bit, I'm used to dealing with scales, electronic scales and stuff at work, and I don't know, the ones we have, of course, they cost quite a bit more than this does, but you know, they have like a little wheel here on the side, and when you do that, I mean, it's a very positive thing. You can feel when the scale is going up and down, and it stays wherever you put it. Whereas these little, you know, if you have to move it or pick it up or something, it's real easy for the little wheels, the little legs on the bottom here to get moved around. So you might have to look at that, and you might have to make sure your bubbles, they're in the middle. You might have to adjust it around a little bit, and you actually have to pick the scale up a little bit and kind of twist it, you know, with your fingers, and they twist real easy. I wish there was a little bit more resistance to them, but that's just how they are. So, but I made sure my little spouts closed over there, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put some of this in here. We're gonna load up probably some more 30 carbine, maybe some other stuff with this. I don't know, maybe some 357. We'll see what happens, but I guess I'll just go ahead and pour it all in there. And it looks like I've got a little bit on my scale down there. Whoops. Okay, so let's see, let's turn it on, and then as you can see, it'll count down. And when you turn it on, you're not supposed to have the pan on there, you're supposed to have the pan off. So we'll just go ahead and we'll do a calibrate again. You hit calibrate, it shows that. You hit calibrate again, it wants the 50 gram, you put that on there, hit calibrate. Once the 100, put that on there, the other 50 to make 100, calibrate, and then you're supposed to wait till it says stable, you know. Then after that, you can put the weights back. And let's see, you'll put the little thing on there, and we'll hit 0 again. Let me get my Hornady scale ready over here. So let's put this on here, 0 that out. So what kind of charge do we want to weigh? Let's pretend so I got my 300 blackout book here, or no, what is this, 30 carbine, that's what I was doing. Let's say we want 16.3, we'll just do that, 16.3, go. It is shooting that stuff out of there. I've never done higher charges like this. I just had the tight group in there for a while, so. All right, 16.3. Oh, that's saying 16. So let me try again. Oh, 16. But it's off 3/10, so I don't know. It seems like the Hornady scale, the first couple times you use it. So I'm gonna put that on there. When it hits 0, It should start. Okay, now it's going to start doing the powder again. Alright. 16.3. So I don't know, I guess the first throw on that first measure on that Hornady scale, it's going to be off. It's been off every time, but got 16.3 that time. Okay, and I got 16.5. So there's that 16.5. Try it again here. Zeroed out. All right. And 16.5. So I put new batteries in the Hornady scale and it seems to be working better. I guess it was just I don't know, you know, when you use them they drain batteries. That's one reason I like this one, that because it plugs in. You don't have to worry about messing around with batteries or anything like that. You just plug it in. It's at 16 and it's starting to trickle up now. Alright, it's beeping at me. 16.5. And that one's saying 16.6. Let's do one more. What the heck? And 16.5. So I mean, I had a couple little hiccups there, but for the most part the scale is very accurate and does a really good job. You know, I'm not to the point yet to where I just use it without double checking it every time. Maybe I'll get to that point one day, I don't know, but for now I've been, you know, double checking it, which doesn't really take that much longer. I mean, it's pretty much, this thing measures out the powder so fast. Even if you know, pour this in a case and then put the case on another scale to verify it, it still doesn't really take that long. You can really still, you know, crank out a lot of ammo pretty quick, you know, and very, you know, accurately weighed ammo. So anyways, there's a little demo there. Light, I really like it. I mean, besides a few things that are kind of cheaper on it, which I think the legs are a little bit cheaper, you know, it does a really good job. It does a really good job. And I know this is probably not the greatest review. There's other reviews, but I thought I would just do this real quick while I was down here reloading some stuff and show it off. And so anyways, hopefully somebody's found this helpful. And I did, you know, I did get a really good deal on this. I think it was on sale. It was like $160. So you know, I think they're usually around $200. So I think I got a really good deal on it. It comes in a really nice, you know, packed really nice. And I'm trying to look through the book here to see if there's anything else I want to tell you about it. But you know, it's I don't know. I'm liking it so far. I'm liking it, and hopefully this video has done it justice. And like I said, thanks for watching again. I appreciate it. Shoot me some comments down below, and go check out the Reloaders Network. A lot of great guys over there. They know what they're doing a lot more than I do, so you can learn a lot, and especially if you get started into reloading. I've learned a ton from all of them. I appreciate everybody that's helped me out over there. So thanks for watching. Go check out the Reloaders Network. Everybody have a good day. Thank you.